Hello. I want to thank you for the wonderful efforts you are making to help our students achieve their educational success. And I want to talk to you briefly about our fiscal year 2013 revenue budget. This is a highly complex subject and impossible to cover in a 4-minute video message. But the major elements and context within which we now operate will be reviewed. Our expenses budget is $293 million, of which $66 million is allocated to San Antonio College, $39 million to Northwest Vista, $39 million to St. Philip's, $25 million to Palo Alto, and $17 million to Northeast Lakeview College. Each college's funding is based on enrollment, and each president distributes the allocated funds to support employee positions and departmental operational expense accounts based on strategic initiatives and priorities at both the college and the district. The expense budget also includes district facilities and support operations that include $27 million for facilities and preventive maintenance, $9 million for utilities, $447 million for support operations, and $25 million for mandatory and contractual transfers. Our fiscal year 2013 operational revenue budget is $290 million, plus another $10 million of state-paid employee benefits, of which 38% is from tuition, 34% from property taxes, 25% from state funding, and 3% from other sources. 4 years ago, we were at 33% for each of those primary categories. But as the percent of state funding has declined, the impact has been to drive up the percent of student funding, which is happening across the entire country. In 2002, state funding was $75 million, and here 10 years later, it's only $76 million. But we have over 20,000 more students, which translates to unfunded growth of $19 million annually. Across the state, enrollments have stabilized, and we appear to be experiencing a slight decline from last fall. We'll know better by late October. But this may cause us to reduce the budget over the course of the year even further unless enrollment numbers increase in the spring. Over the last 4 years, many cost efficiency strategies were implemented, resulting in an annual savings of $40 million, which thankfully mitigates the reduced state portion of our funding. And since 2008, thanks to everybody's help, we have saved over $131 million while supporting 23% enrollment growth and over 1.5 million square feet in new facilities from our bond process. Revenue generation was also necessary this year, and we increased tuition and fees by 3%. The board approved an 0.8 cent increase in local property taxes, and we reduced the fund balance. We're able to balance the budget by implementing these various strategies early. And I'm very proud of how much we've been able to accomplish through this process. In addition, we have done so without employee layoffs, furloughs, or pay reductions, which many colleges have had to do across the country. And at the same time, because of our increased efficiencies, we have actually implemented pay increases to all employee groups. As we prepare for the next legislative session, though, we are hearing from many legislative sources that the state's budget deficit is still a major problem. Thus, we anticipate that more higher education cuts will be made. The governor has already asked state agencies to prepare for a 10% cut this year. It will therefore continue to be critical for us to achieve increased efficiencies and be ahead of the expected next round of reduced state aid. You already know that the Alamo Colleges is the top workforce college in the entire region, one of the most important in Texas, and increasingly recognized as critical to developing and providing the workforce needed for our increasingly technological economy. Thus, we have a responsibility to continue to ensure that we are not just cutting our budget, but that we are improving the success and educational skill levels of our students. It's imperative that we effectively make the tough and necessary choices to accomplish this task, not allowing others to do it to us. Thanks to you, we continue to improve our delivering services and increase student success, related to our state-mandated role and mission despite reduced state investment. But our funding may continue to be challenged, not just this next year, but for many years to come. This is a new era, and we must stay vigilant, energetic, and creative as we adjust to greater expectations at less cost to the state, its citizens, and students. Once again, thank you for your dedication and contribution in helping our students achieve their educational goals.